Hello everybody, how are we? Hopefully you're getting on to your picture chart assignment and you've almost got it under control. You've got the word count under control, you've got the picture chart under control, and you're feeling really confident. I just thought I'd jump in and give you a video this week so that you're making sure that we're covering everything. Um, I know there were a few things I was going to talk about last week, but we ran out of time. First of all was Creative Commons. Hopefully you've managed to get onto the Creative Commons website and read what Creative Commons is about. It's got a very long history in law and copyright, and it's about artists believing that everybody should be able to share work, and it's from that work that you can actually build better things. Like artists build off each other's work, and if it's too hard and it's owned by people and it costs money, then no one can use it and really build from it. So Creative Commons has got a lot of different things in laws, and you'll notice that when you get into Creative Commons, when you read the stuff on the website, there is actually a whole range of different Creative Commons licensing, and those different licenses mean that you're allowed to use it in different ways and in different places. So it's good to have a look at that. If you go in, there's the education section, and that tells you how you can use it in education and the different things you can use. There are also a lot of Creative Commons different data sources. So you've got Flickr, which has got brilliant pictures. You've got SoundCloud, which has a whole lot of sounds. There's a lot of other ones. If you look on the Creative Commons website, they've got some links to some of them, but not all of them. If you do a Google search on Creative Commons resources, you'll come up with heaps of websites where there is a lot of resources out there for you to use that you're allowed to use, that artists want you to share, but they do have different license and attributions. So make sure you have a look at the attribution. They usually, if you look on Flickr, there's a little C with the copyright information. If you click on that, it'll give you exactly how you can cite it and where you can use it. So it's interesting. It's an interesting way to look at everything, and it's a very good, important thing to get your head around before you start sticking things up in classrooms and making posters and memes. Right. The picture chart assignment is due on the 23rd. I know a lot of people were saying they've almost finished, which is fantastic. Just some quick notes on it. With the images, you can just put image 1, image 2, or give the images all a name, and then from there you can put the actual reference down the bottom. I've put it on the assignment 1 page, like on the actual link. I've put a link there on how to reference pictures. So have a look at that, and then you put the references at the bottom. So you have the picture chart, it should be about 6 panels, and then the bottom panel you would have the references and put all the references down there so they don't mess up your picture chart, don't make it look ugly. If that makes sense. Yeah, so that's what you're doing there. Then you have the references for the reflection section underneath the reflection. So I can see which references belong to the picture chart and which references belong to the reflection. Now, the reflection is very short, so you don't want to do too many direct citations, or there will be none of your own words. Maybe just one word direct citation or something like that. And what you're using references in, because a reflection is about what you think, obviously. And so if you are talking about what you think and you're meant to be citing sources, then what you would be doing is going, well, Prensky says that students have a partial attention span. I believe this because when I was working and this is what happened, or I disagree with when so-and-so, when Hal says this because this didn't happen when I was trying to do this assignment, or when I tested it on my daughter, or whatever. So it's bringing it in the literature to justify your opinions and show that you've read the unit materials is a lot of what you're trying to do, and it shows that you understand the unit materials and are able to apply them practically to your own work. So that's what you're trying to do there, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, write something up on the DB and I will discuss that one with you. I will be back in there and the board will be back up to date tomorrow. All those, I saw so much fantastic work with all your different prezzies last week, and it takes me a while to load them up and watch them all. So tomorrow that's my job, and I'll be providing feedback to all those brilliant prezzies that you guys have been putting up there, as well as going back through the previous weeks, because I know we've just had some more people join us. Welcome to the unit. And therefore they need some help with catching up. So I'll be going back over those ones as well tomorrow and making sure we're all up to date and all up to where we are now. And I know you guys who've just joined our unit will be still working through, so I will be going and revisiting each week back through to make sure that I catch on to everything everybody's saying and you don't get missed out. Right, this week we are looking at the Weebly and WordPress. So once you've got through your Pictochart assignment, the next assignment is developing a website, and you're allowed to use Weebly or WordPress to do it. So this week the activity is looking at Weebly and WordPress and trying to decide which one you think you will use. Now, last TP, this changed a lot because people started off with Weebly because it always looks simple to start off with, but then they found out that there were much better templates and things in WordPress, and even though it was a little bit more complicated, you could actually get a better looking website. So it really depends on what you want to achieve and what you're capable of achieving and how confident you are. And that may change, but this is just an initial idea of having a quick look through them and sort of getting an idea of which one you think you might be using is this week's main activity that you really need to start thinking about. I think that's about it for this week. I've been really impressed with your work and the way that people are going in and giving feedback to other people. That is fantastic. So to build the camaraderie amongst the group, it is really important that you look in and give people comments. I mean, always constructive and positive, but have a look and see, because it's really sad when you feel like you're just putting stuff up there for no reason and no one's reading it. So it's a really nice thing to go in there and just say, wow, you've done a brilliant job, or oh, I really like how you did that. I think I might try that when I do mine. Just give people a little bit of feedback so that they don't feel like they're in cyberspace floating around by themselves, because it can get a bit like that. So, yeah. And just when you submit, the submission points are in the assignment package. So if you go into assignment 1, there's a submission point in there. There's also the rubric in there. It's a really brilliant idea before you submit to read the rubric, because that's what I'm going to be marking you from, and making sure you understand everything in the rubric. So you've got a pretty good idea of where your mark is going to land before you actually hand in your assignment. I think that's about it. Always look at the student resources as well. Make sure you get your assignment checked or edited or read by somebody. I'm obviously not allowed to read it because I'm marking it, but there's Studiosity. You can put it to other students and get them to give you some feedback. One of the sections on the rubric discusses colour schemes and design, and everybody has a different idea of colour schemes and design, and sometimes what you think is fantastic, actually other people think, you could change that a little bit by adding in these colours or relocating things. So it's always good to get other people's opinions on those things as well. Anyway, I think that's about it for tonight. Hopefully you have a fabulous week. I'll be back in there tomorrow going through it all, and I'll chat to you very soon. Let me know if you have any questions at all about your assignment. Okay, bye.